Tank, allowing for 3 times more storage and easy disposal. This program is brought to you in part by Harvey's. Try our new Great Canadian Smoky Maple Burger today.
Tonight, these two families are going on an incredible journey that will change their lives forever. Meet the Smiths. Their dad has had a midlife crisis, sold their house, and forced his family to live on a bus. And the Pikes. Their dad runs a funeral home and likes to spend more time with the dead than with his wife and kids. Two women living very different lives are given the extraordinary opportunity to swap homes, husbands, and kids for 2 weeks.
Is that what I think it is? Is that an urn with somebody's ashes in it?
What happens when they have to live by their new family's rules?
This says I also help Andre when he cleans out the sewer water. What is that, poop?
There'll be laughter.
You can't be throwing up on my engine. Everybody's got poop except...
And what happens when the wives impose their lifestyle on their new families?
I got you guys a house.
There'll be conflict.
Talia?
Things change. People grow. It could be different now. Give her a chance.
There'll be tears.
I love you unconditionally. And I will always be there for you.
And everyone will learn something new.
I must be dreaming.
Swapping wives, changing lives, 2 families at a time. The Smith family used to have jobs in the house like everybody else, but one day all that changed.
2.5 years ago, we were working high-stress jobs, and it got to the point where we were so stressed out that our family was falling apart.
Andre decided they would give up their jobs, sell their house, get rid of all their possessions, and buy a bus.
I pushed the family into going traveling because that's what I wanted to do.
I was sad, angry, surprised, you know.
Now they travel the country surviving on their savings and living together 24/7 in 280 square feet of space.
It's very important in a space like this to be organized. Once things get cluttered, you start feeling overwhelmed and closed in. We have 1 drawer each that we keep our clothes in.
You don't have privacy at all. Everyone knows what's going on. It's just one long hallway. You can see everything.
Girls, you want to wash up for dinner? There is no junk food in the house. There is no sodas. I cook all the meals.
Probably stuff like pears, lentils. The one thing I don't like, lentils. Peas.
Lynn and Andre believe being together 24/7 is the best way to raise Talia and Jillian, as opposed to having working parents.
The husbands are completely uninvolved. It's like have the kids, leave them with the wife, go to work, and just come home to say hi, and that's it. I think the kids do miss their friends.
I do wish I was part of things like a dance club or a soccer club or a science club or something.
But for us, it's more important that we are their social life.
One of the reasons for hitting the road was to keep the girls out of school.
We didn't want them to have all this influence with the sex and the drugs. There is a lesson in everything that I do. For example, if I need to charge the air conditioning system, there is a lesson there about gases.
Sometimes I don't think that we're learning a lot.
I think that engine is about as big as the one we got in the bus.
And to supplement their extensive knowledge of the bus, the girls get to tour museums and sites of local interest on a trip that may never end.
Originally, it was for 1 year, but I think we might end up continuing indefinitely.
But now, Lynn is about to abandon her family and bus to exchange lives with a woman she's never met, currently 600 miles away. Welcome to Indiana. The Pikes run a funeral home and pet crematorium.
Rick usually handles about 2,000 remains a year.
I'm a funeral director and have been for almost 20 years. I can honestly say that I 110% love my work.
We have a pet bereavement service, so we take care of your pets when they go to heaven. Pet bereavement service, this is Michelle Pike, is Archie a large pet, St. Bernard.
But the most important thing to Michelle is to be the best fun-loving mom to her boys.
My whole dream come true was to be a mommy and be a wife.
She feels kids come first, and Bradley 14, Hunter 11, and Oakley 4 should enjoy a normal world of school friends and social activities.
If you don't let your kids develop relationships outside of you, you're just cheating your kid.
Spending all her time with the kids leaves no time for organizing the home.
The worst thing about me is I'm a clutter bag, and Rick is a neatnik.
Rick is also a workaholic who would rather spend time hanging with the dead than with the living.
The funeral business is something that's very unpredictable, and when duty calls, that does become your first priority.
The most annoying thing about Rick, I'd have to say, would be he works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I mean, we miss him. We want him to come home.
I don't like when you don't work too much.
We were taking our kids to Disney World. Rick had been there 2 hours. And the town doctor died, and so Rick flew home.
He's working a lot of the time and wish we could spend more time with him.
It's the day of the swap, and the wives prepare to leave their lives behind. What do they hope to gain from the experience?
I really, really, really want with all my heart for my husband to
Put me and the boys first in his list of priorities.
Well, I hope Andre can learn from this that people have different points of view and that he has to be willing to hear all sides of the story.
I love you. Be good.
After a 600-mile trip, the wives finally see where they'll be living for the next 2 weeks.
This is like people live here.
Oh my gosh, that's a bus. That's a bus. Somebody lives in a bus. Is that my bus? Is that my bus? Shut up. Is that where I'm living?
What is this? Is that a Hertz?
Well, it's a good darn thing I brought matching handbags for all my outfits because, I wouldn't want to make the bus family look bad.
Before they meet their new families, they get a chance to explore their new homes.
This is incredible.
This is small. Very, very small.
Funeral director. It's a little bit creepy. I don't like dead things.
It looks as if, like, this is the shower. So what do? Sit on the toilet and shower yourself?
Is that what I think it is? Is that an urn? With somebody's ashes in it?
There is storage everywhere, and everywhere is just so.
With some careful organization, we can get this place perfectly comfortable.
I think it's a girl. I guess this would be their whole entire bedroom. Their world is below.
I don't see very many pictures of the dad. Isn't that interesting?
On World Change Day, let's move into a house where they're in one spot with a yard and girlfriends in a neighborhood. Oh, that's so fun! I'm totally gonna change these little girls' lives!
Each wife has written a manual as a guide to the running of their home.
I think the outside stinks, literally. We got a little bit of a problem, don't we?
When we left Florida, we pulled them out of a school system where kids were smoking cigarettes, doing drugs, and had bad attitudes. Guess what? It's the real world!
Most weekday nights are spent at the house with the boys and their friends. The kids wish Rick was there too, but he is always working. Are there that many dead people around here?
This says I also help Andre when he cleans out the sewer water. What is that, poop?
I also work part-time at the funeral home picking up dead people.
Oh my gosh!
Do I have to do that?
We sacrifice the security of a job and a conventional way of life for real living.
I'm totally grossed out.
I just don't think this is the real world. This is not real living.
Coming up, there's trouble on the bus.
This is a hobby. This is a project. This is not a life. According to